Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Jimmy Six here with another episode of Hobo Hero. How you guys doing today? So today, I'm just getting out of work. A little late. We had a couple late calls, so I stayed and played a little bit longer. But we're going to go to Berkeley, New Hampshire. Sorry. God, holy moly, not Berkeley, New Hampshire. We're going to go to Berkeley, Mass. To do some maintenance on the Hobo here. First thing I got to get done is you start with my latch on my door. I don't know. For some reason, it's either slipping or it's not latched properly. So unfortunately, if I take a hard turn, the door sometimes will fly open. So I got to make sure it's locked and shake it, jiggle it, and all that good stuff before I go. And even then, that may or may not solve the problem. Second, I have to check the pilot light in the oven. For some reason, I just cannot get it to work. I don't know whether it's a mechanical problem or it's a user error problem. Could be the latter. But so we're going to try to do that. Hopefully, it's just something I'm doing wrong, and then they can help me take care of that. And lastly, but not least, and the most important thing we're doing is I need to have them check on the electrical system in the house, because right now I cannot get the house power to turn on. I can get the generator to turn the house power on, or if I plug it in, the house power will come on, but the panel itself just won't activate it. I can turn the panel on, the panel lights up, but that's about it. Nothing else lights up. So I'm assuming it's some sort of electrical issue, because I might have just drove over some pothole and shook something loose. And as you can tell, the noise in the back is the RV just shaking, hitting these well-built roads in Massachusetts. And more importantly, I got solar panels on top of this unit, and they're not doing me any good if I can't utilize them, especially on a nice, beautiful day like this today. But that's the pitfalls of living in an RV full time. The more you use it, the more the quicker it breaks. And for me, I know a lot of people don't like the Good Sam insurance. They think it's probably a waste of time or whatever. But for me, I've been to the campers world so many times now that it's paid for itself. The last time I was there, my hot water heater, the pilot light wasn't turning back on, so I had to go there and get a new circuit board for my pilot light. Previous to that, I had a leak in my propane line, so they had to fix that, seal that up. And then I think prior to that, I had a problem with my backup camera on my radio. It wasn't turning back on. So, little things, even though it's a new model, well, newer, it's 2 years old, but newer model. And like I said, things will break. Probably in a regular house, let alone a house that moves, traveling on a highway and stuff like that, But, like I said, you try to prepare for it. You micromanage all your resources, your funds, and, sort of stay on top of it so it doesn't get too far out of hand. And that's the idea today. Hopefully they don't get too tired of looking at me. Those guys at the service department are like, oh, this dude again? Oh, man. Why is he back now? But I think like these RVs are just how they're made. I don't think they're just made to, really be in them like long term. As much as I like to think they would be, but they're not. They're just, they fall apart real easy. They're suspect at best, But like I said, it is what it is. Been doing this a whole year now. I just graduated my first year of RV living. I went full time in March the 10th, 2019. So now it's, it's great. Sorry. No, 2020, not 2019, 2020. So one full whole year. Prior to that, I was living in apartments and, 2 bedrooms, about $2,000 a month. And prior to that, I was, married, and, prior to that, before my divorce, and, living in a house with wife and ex-wife and kids, and, so changing and adjusting to like this type of lifestyle was a bit of a culture shock to me at first, because, I took the whole thing of, I grew up down south, we were a little poor. And, when I came up here to Massachusetts, when I was a teenager.
In 2 miles, use the left 2 lanes to take exit 43A for I-93 South toward I-95 Canton.
Sorry, my GPS is talking, so I don't want to talk over it. Hey, living in a project, I'm used to a little struggle. I'm used to a little, I'm not adverse to, living hard for a little bit, especially if there's a goal in mind. Sometimes you can, struggle, through adversity if there's an end game, and I want to put my money to get something else to what I think is a better use than paying off somebody's mortgage. Maybe one day I'd like to pay off my mortgage. Took this money away and put it on a piece of property and have somebody pay off my mortgage for me. Even better, Let alone, have that money taken away for your kids' college and, maybe their future, and, maybe a little retirement somewhere nice, sunny, and tropical. That'd be nice too. But, what we have to do, and especially, full-time RVers, when I first got in this, I was, watching YouTube videos of full-time RVers and van lifers, and, and some people will try to
In half a mile, use the left 2 lanes to take exit 43A for I-93 South toward I-95 Canton.
They'll try to glamorize this and make it look cool and stuff, and I wasn't really fooled or taken in by any of that. I know there's nothing glamorous about this. Most people who do this for real.
Use the left 2 lanes to take exit 43A.
There's nothing cool about it, Some people consider this lifestyle
Continue
strange,
for half a mile.
strange and bizarre. Sorry, I just don't want to talk with the GPS talking, because you're not going to hear me. You'll see my mouth moving, and GPS will be over talking me. So we'll just.
In half a mile, merge onto I-93.
Sorry, you have to bear with me for a little bit. All right. Now was pretty much what I needed, what I wanted, that was going to fit me as a full-time RVer. I first thought about, a toy hauler to, tow behind me, and, so I could drop it wherever I need it.
Continue on I-93 for 3 miles.
So I could drop it where I need it, and then, I could have the freedom to take my truck or, and go where I have to go and stuff like that. And, and I was also looking at, Class B, for a very stealth way of living, because it's basically a van that just converted to an RV, I thought about that because I knew I was going to boondock a lot. I'm more of a boondocker. I'm not going to be living on a campground. I work full time at the fire department, so you're working 1 day on, 3 days off, so 2 days a week. Each shift is about 24 hours. So I'm not like the typical RVer where that's their life. They're in it, for they're either retired and then they're moving.
In 2 miles, use the left 2 lanes to take exit 4 for Massachusetts 24 South toward Brockton.
For me, it's more like a cheap way of living to save the money I need and put it to where I want it to go, you know, as opposed to just like pushing it into somebody's rent. And I think that's what was important for me, you know, managing my money, putting it where and allocating it where it needs to be, where I think it should go, you know. And like I said, it can be a little bizarre. Some people look at you like you're crazy, like, you know, why are you homeless? You work for a fire department, you have a good job, you know, there's no need to be homeless. But I'm not homeless per se, you know. I just have the freedom to get up and go. Like, you know, if I don't, as I get out of my job, if I want to go and crash in Connecticut or wherever, you know, I can do that. I got 3 days off. I can park my RV where I want to go and do what I like to do, you know. But that's just the thing, you know. Where some people they look at it and they go, oh wow, man, this is what I want to do too. You know, I just never had the initiative to take the big plunge, and I was the same way. I thought about it for 2 years. I was researching since 2019, and you know, hemmed and hawed, but you know, once me and my lease was up.
In half a mile, use the left 2 lanes to take exit 4 for Massachusetts 24 South toward Brockton.
I had a talk with an ex-girlfriend, and you know, she decided she didn't want to do it with me. She wanted to go back to, you know, living in an apartment. So that was my way of saying, okay, well, you know, this is it.
Use the left 2 lanes to take exit 4.
And I decided to, you know, take the plunge, go into full-time RV living, and
continue for 24 miles.
My choice on the Class C is, you know, I'm hearing other people talk on YouTube about how easy it is to, like, you know, to bug out. Like, something happens, you don't need to get out and get around and get into your vehicle and leave. I could just slide from the sleeper area right to the cab and leave. There's no issue, but you know, the safety of just one whole unit, you know. I like this Class C. It's 23-footer, big enough where I still can move around and have room, and small enough where it's still maneuverable. I still can drive it around. I still can, like, tuck it into a parking space or two, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of room. It's still friendly for the highway, you know. Class A was way too big for me, out of my league, out of my range of income. Class B was, I literally thought about that. I like the idea of having a Class B of a, you know, a stealth type of boondocking existence, because that's what I am. I am a boondocker, you know. I don't park at campgrounds and stuff like that. I just, you know, I rely on, you know, the solar panels to give me power, and, you know, parking where I can get away with without causing too much of a trouble for anybody or issues for myself, you know. But Class Bs are expensive. I well beyond my means, and they're tiny inside. You know, big guy like me, you know, I need a little bit more room. And plus, when I have my kids on the weekend, I would like for them to have a place to sit down and relax, and maybe lay down if they need to. And the Class C offers that. You know, that it's just the best of both worlds. It's in that money range where it's still easy, where I can still stay, and I will in that range where I'm not breaking the bank, but I can hold all my things. I can, you know, have my kids with me. They can have a place to rest, relax if I decide to go on road trips with them. And it's perfect. It's perfect, you know. Good stove, oven, refrigerator that I don't use, you know. And, you know, it gives me that freedom. Unfortunately, with this whole COVID-19 thing, you know, it was tough. But, you know, right now it's just, it is what it is. So I'm going to stop rambling. Like I said, I'm coming up on that 15-minute mark, and I want to make this video easy to download. So, you know, I want everybody to have a good day. You know, I'll give you another update on this whole Campers World thing in probably another video, you know, a couple days or so. And other than that, everybody have a good day. Thank you for your time. Your favorite hobo hero signing off.